Godzilla, you are a genius. Let's go, man. Have a little fun with it, man. It's just for laughs, man. So my vid's so hard that sports had to find me. Then my shit I'ma find me. What's 50 views to a Mike McCoy vid? Please don't remind me. Ball so hard that shit crazy. They say Azure, how you walk before you crawl. Yo, my player ain't that tall, but he can still really ball. Oh man, I'm just having some fun. Having some fun, man. Mike McCoy, Sixers versus Lakers. It's not an ordinary video, so I'm just doing something different, switching it up, and we're about to get into this commentary. If you don't know what song that is, you have missed the entire point of that. I had every intention of making this a regular commentary, but with the current state of NBA 2K12, I just can't do it, man. And after this video, hopefully I can get back to regular commentary to where I talk about what's going on in the gameplay. And this is the perfect game to talk about what's going on, as I had Mike McCoy going up against his old team, the Los Angeles Lakers. But you can go ahead and just watch the gameplay, you know, as you want to. But I could not let it go by without me addressing some things about 2K Sports. Now, 2K Sports with NBA 2K12 coming out was the only basketball game on the market, especially only simulation basketball game on the market. Much like Madden, much like EA Sports has with Madden. I mean, they had no competition. NBA Elite, we all saw what happened with that, what, 2 years ago or a year ago, whenever it was supposed to come out. Just a travesty of a simulation basketball game. And right now, 2K Sports has left the door open for EA to come in. Now, I was having this conversation, or rather just going back and forth with some people on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, Azure Effect is the name. Follow me on Twitter. Sometimes we be mixing it up on there. But I was just basically having this conversation with a couple people about how 2K Sports dropped the ball this year. Now, let me just go ahead and say this. A lot of people, the meat of 2K Sports, I guess if you would say, is online, my player, and association. Online, maybe even online association this year with some of the things that they were touting for features. And with one of those things, here is a perfect analogy of what 2K is with its issues right now. Let's just say you out and about, you out in the street, and you see this girl from across the way, man. You know, she's looking good. She got her fit on, she got her heels on, she got a nice curvature to her body. You know, her hair's done. And then you walk over to her and she opened her mouth and her teeth messed up. And not only are her teeth messed up, her breath stinks. And not only do her breath stink, she got messed up toes or something. That's what 2K Sports is right now. From a distance, you be like, oh man, I want to play this game. It looks fun. And then when you get up with these issues about the passing, the three-pointers, the online, it's just like, man, do I even want to be bothered with this? And that's just what it is right now, man. I know that might be a bad analogy or a metaphor, but that's how I feel about the situation with 2K Sports right now. And when I say online, I'm meaning like crew, ranked, team up, whatever you play online. I'm talking about the whole 9 yards. Now, 2K Sports ditched crew. And I can understand that because the hackers had gotten to it in 2K11 and it's just gotten ridiculous. You got 22-foot my players and people whose legs are just on the screen. You can't even see the rest of their body. And I understand that. But at the same time, that's not on... I mean, that is on 2K Sports. That's not on the consumer. true enough, it shouldn't be able to be hacked. But at the same time, if it is being hacked, it's on you, the company, to fix it or to rectify the situation. If I was in charge of 2K Sports, I would hire a hacker to help me lock things down, so to speak. It's just like in the casinos, you know, you find the best cheater and then you put him on the staff to help you alleviate and find other cheaters and lock down the system even more. But like I was saying, with no crew, most of the people who play my player want crew. I'll say maybe 95% of the people who play my player want crew. Now understand, this is still the best simulation basketball game out there. If you're a fan of 2K Sports, you might want to go ahead and click out the video, because I don't really have too many great things to say about it. And that's going to be one. It still is the best simulation basketball to date, with the nuances. And I still think the NBA2K12 is a great game, but understand what I'm saying when I say they dropped the ball here. You had a chance to basically shut the door on EA Sports. But as it stands now, if EA is to come out with a basketball title that's much like NBA Live 10 instead of NBA Elite, and it has a my player, we all know that online team play, which EA Sports called it, worked perfectly almost. So if they come out with a my player mode, which they were trying to do with NBA Elite, and then they put it in the next basketball title and it works correctly and the game plays more like NBA Live 10, because NBA Live 10 was a much more respected title than NBA Elite was trying to be. So if they do that, they have straight capitalized on where 2K has dropped the ball repeatedly, because we haven't been asking for them to fix the online since 2K11. We've been asking them to fix the online since NBA2K9, and maybe even before that, but that was just my first year of remembering it was just atrocious. NBA 2K9 all the way up until now, NBA 2K12. And like I said, some people are like, oh, I'm not having any problems and all that kind of stuff. Look, if you're not having any problems, fine. But the majority of people are displeased with this product. Now, if you play offline basketball, fine. You have no problems with this game at all, almost. But there are some issues offline. The game lags as far as how it did with NBA 2K10, like the frame rate. The passing is still terrible, even if you use icon passing. There's no excuse for me to throw a lob pass and let a defender get right in front of it to pick it off for a turnover, when I could have easily, if they used the passing right like it was in College Hoops 2K8, I could have bounced past in a situation, or I could have lob passed or bullet passed. They have to fix the passing as well. And then if that wasn't enough, man, they tried to get us with this DLC content, and a lot of it was mysterious. It's now been released about the details of what's in the DLC, but I'm not paying $10 for that. And don't you know, if this is why I say they dropped the ball. Okay, today is October 25th, 2011. Battlefield 3 drops today. You have just lost some of your people to Battlefield 3, because this is the age of online multiplayer gamers. Why do you think Call of Duty is so big? Why do you think first-person shooters, period, or multiplayer games are so big? Because you can take them online and play with your friends, or play with just against people competition-wise. And you have dropped the ball, 2K Sports, because Crew was your multiplayer online draw. I understand the team up is there, I understand the association is there, but it's not the same thing as Crew. Some people are so upset. I'm not even one of those people. I still play my player and do videos, but understand, if it was not for my player, I would hardly play NBA 2K12 that much. But some people are so upset with it not having crew that they do not buy the game at all. So no rookies, no crew. The DLC is terrible. You basically just playing 21 and horse, and oh, your my player gets to play Michael Jordan. Whoop-de-doo. And another thing is the amount of three-point shots that are made by the computer. I wouldn't be surprised if the assistant coach on the bench could come out and shoot a three from quarter court and hit the way they shoot threes in this game. And you know, maybe it's even too easy for the user, but I know it's. Now, I do understand that this is a different game than NBA 2K11. The defense is better. You just can't, you know, hold left trigger, spam left trigger, and go left, right, and all that kind of stuff and get to the basket easily. I appreciate that. And like I said, this is the best simulation basketball to date. But the door has been left open for competition to come in and basically take some steam, take some fire away from 2K Sports. And it's on them. This is all on them. Nobody else. And see, this is what happens when you have no competition. This is why competition is great. I'm glad to see Battlefield 3 and Modern Warfare 3 go at each other, especially with them coming out around the same time. Games tend to push each other when there's competition. And with no competition, 2K12 has dropped the ball significantly. So I'm not sure. You know, obviously there's going to be a patch that comes out maybe November. We'll see what kind of issues it fixes, but 2K has lost a lot, to be honest. Like I said, Battlefield 3 is out, and then in 2 more weeks, Modern Warfare, 2 or 3 more weeks, Modern Warfare 3 will be out. Then you have Uncharted coming out, Saints Row the 3rd, and 2K just dropped the ball. I'm not saying that people are just going to stop playing it completely, but with no crew and the online still being shaky, it just kind of makes you wonder, when will 2K get it right? You know, we've been waiting this long, and then this time 2K11 being one of the most universally accepted titles, sports games everywhere. And then, you know, we had the conversations, where do they go from here? How can you top NBA 2K11? And don't get me wrong, the Legends mode is great, all the old teams that they included, the presentation, pretty much the entire package is there. But their Achilles heel is online, and they still have not been able to address that. I mean, you can bring in somebody who has worked with EA, because obviously EA Online, they don't play that. You know, they stat wipe their leaderboards if they find you cheating, that kind of stuff. And then pretty much, I'll say 85% of their stuff is not hacked into like 2K. Like 2K is so easy to hack. I'm pretty sure that somebody who's about my 9-year-old, 10-year-old nephew could probably hack NBA 2K. And that's a shame. But it just goes to show, man, 2K has to address some of the issues that have been plaguing them for year after year after year. And carrying over from NBA 2K11, those issues were passing, online, teammate artificial intelligence, and right now it's 3-pointers as well in NBA 2K12. So we'll see what happens in November, but like I said, they've lost a huge amount of time, and they could have capitalized on the multiplayer, because like I said, this is a multiplayer game, gamer age, and some people were so upset they didn't even buy the game at all. Didn't even buy NBA 2K12. Heard it was no crew, didn't buy it. So we'll see where they go from here. And like I said, what happens in November. But right now, the door is open, man. I mean, I understand that my player is great and all, but if EA was to really come with it and really bring out all the stops, 2K Sports would have only themselves to blame. Alright, so I'll catch y'all on the next one.